So here we have a blank template of the priority matrix or Eisenhower matrix. The template is also provided in the previous lecture for you in order for you to practice on working with important tasks and placing them in the priority matrix. We're going to fill out a priority matrix now through a list of things to do, and we'll just show you how it works. So essentially we have urgent and important tasks. So urgent important tasks are those tasks that require immediate attention and need to be completed as soon as possible. We then have important but less urgent. So those tasks are important to us, but they're not as important as these important urgent tasks. So generally we want to schedule these tasks throughout the day. For the important urgent tasks, we want to complete those now. Then we move on to the not important tasks. And generally we want to delegate those. So we want to let somebody else complete those for us, if possible. Then we have the not important or less urgent tasks. And those tasks we generally don't want to spend any time doing because they will completely waste our time. So the way this lecture works is we have a list of things to do, and we're going to fill out this matrix from the example list of things to do. So we have drop kids off at school. That is urgent, important task, and that needs to be completed as soon as possible. So drop kids off at school. We then, another list of things to do is develop a long-term career plan. So I would say that is quite important, but it's not as urgent as dropping the kids off at school. So we would place that into schedule. We then have exercise or engage in physical activity to maintain good health. So that would be considered on here as a less urgent task, but important. So we don't have to complete that now, we can complete that sometime during the day. So generally you want to schedule that. We then move on to attending a conference or training to learn new skills or gain knowledge. Since we can't complete that now, but we would say that's important, we would schedule that. We then would move on to working on a project that is important but not due yet. So we could put that into schedule. We could definitely schedule that. So just grab this. Work on project that is not due yet. We then move on to meeting at 2 p.m. with colleagues to discuss performance. That is something very important for us, but we can't complete that now, so we're going to schedule that. We then move on to attending a meeting with your boss to discuss critical issues. So we would say that that's quite important. So we can do now or do today, do as soon as possible. So meeting with boss, critical. Respond to urgent client emails that require immediate attention. We can put that into do now. Spending time on social media during work hours. That's going to be in not important or delete. If it's in the not important delete cell, it doesn't mean you have to not do it. If you still have time, if you've still completed all your other tasks, you can spend time on social media during work hours. If your urgent and important is completed, and if you've scheduled your less urgent things to do. Watch TV or browse the internet for entertainment purposes. That's definitely in the same column, so we can put that in delete. Engage in gossip or unproductive conversations at work with colleagues. We can put that in delete. Organize your desk or clean your workspace when there are other important tasks to complete. So we can put that into delete. Respond to emails that are not critical or can be delegated to someone else. So as you can see here, we're able to delegate that task to someone else. So we want to put that into not important. Delegate. Delegate is another word for handing that task over to someone else. So in this instance, we can respond to emails. We can hand that task over to our colleagues in order for them to respond to emails on our behalf. Complete a task that was requested by a colleague but is not important for your job. We can put that in not important or delegate, or we could even schedule it. The Eisenhower Matrix is it's your own personal matrix, which means there's no right or wrong answer, and you can put your tasks in what way you choose. For example, I may say, working on a project that is not due yet is urgent to me and I would like to complete that today. But whereas if somebody else had that task, they might put it into schedule. So each and every one of us is different, and there's no right or wrong answer. Colleague tasks. Handle administrative tasks that can wait but require immediate attention. I can put that into schedule. Administrative tasks. Take a phone call from a friend during work hours. I'm going to put that into play video games or engage in other leisure activities during work hours. So this is our completed matrix. As you can see, we've talked about the important urgent tasks that we do now, drop off kids off school, we have a meeting with the boss which is critical, and we respond to client emails. So those are generally tasks we can complete as soon as possible. We have less urgent tasks but important. We generally schedule those throughout the day, but those must be completed as well. We have not important tasks like responding to emails, but in this case it said delegating, so we're going to delegate that to somebody else to complete. We have a few tasks from colleagues that are not important. We can delegate that or complete it at another time. And as you can see here, we have our not important tasks. We can either choose to eliminate them by not undertaking those activities or doing those activities, like organizing our workspace, clean desk, etc. We can restrict doing those activities during the day until these other activities are complete. And generally you would use it on a daily basis. It's not necessary, but this is just an example of things to take into consideration when managing your time throughout the day. It can be a very, very, very handy tool to help you manage your time effectively.